We become editors because we love making good writing great. We love working with authors to really make their messages clear and precise so that they not only attract the people who they want to reach with their writing, but they maintain their interest and gain loyal readers over time. And editors play a huge role in helping writers retain readers and get fans and have a lot of people see their writing. Editors play a very important role in it. So it's our dream to work with writers and really help their growth so that they reach more and more people. That is the dream. And it is just that, a dream, because that doesn't always happen in reality. When you are an editor, you are going to get assignments that you don't like very much. You're not very interested in what the writer has to say or who the writer is as a person. And you might look at an assignment that you get and be very frustrated with the quality of the writing. And you might think that the writing is bad. This is the raw and real stuff that comes up when you work as an editor. It's not that ideal dream all the time where you're just making sentences so perfect and award-winning, like, where you're producing this outstanding quality of writing. The assignments that you get when you work as an editor can sometimes be very tedious. You do not always get to pick. So you might be looking at a piece of writing in front of you and just feel completely overwhelmed because you do not think it's good. And it's going to kind of feel like climbing a mountain, or that the assignment is going to take forever, because you really just feel at a loss for how you're going to even work with the text that you have in front of you. And you might even think that the writer is an idiot. So how do you edit an idiot? I have 3 related steps. They are all connected, of how you move through that and can actually feel really good about the assignment. And the reason why you're going to feel good at the end is because you are a professional and you're not whiny and complainy about the type of assignments that you get. You understand the practicalities of working of working as an editor, and you know it is not always rainbows and sunshine like I have back here. Yesterday it was raining, today it's sunshine, and that's when you can work through this and maintain your professionalism. You're going to feel really good about yourself and your work ethic and your ability to be a great editor, regardless of the quality of writing in front of you. It's an exciting thing. So if you want to be that type of editor, here's what you do. The first step is to realize that they are not actually an idiot. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm not as mean as the title of this video suggests, or like what I was just talking about with calling this writer who you have to edit an idiot. They're not actually an idiot. You can acknowledge that that is your opinion. That might be how you feel, but all of that is really just rooted in the fact that you feel very overwhelmed by this assignment. So remember that no writer ever writes something to annoy you or anyone else. That is not ever a writer's intention. In terms of quality of writing, I know people can be controversial and thought-provoking, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in terms of the actual quality of the writing, the grammar, the syntax, the structure, all of that. No one wants to annoy you as an editor. So just recognize when you ever have a strong reaction like that, where you're calling someone an idiot or you're labeling someone this or that, something kind of negative. It's just your opinion. It's not objectively a fact that they are an idiot. Maybe they are, but maybe they aren't. And it's really none of your business as an editor. Thinking that isn't going to help anything. So give yourself a little perspective. Realize that they aren't actually an idiot. You are just not part of their intended audience. And even though you are not part of their audience, it doesn't mean that you can't be their editor. So moving on to step number 2 is you need to realize that they do have an audience that they are trying to reach with whatever they're talking about in their writing. It's just not you. So get into the mind of who their target audience is, because that's part of making writing great. You're not speaking to the general public. Writers are always speaking to very specific people. So you've recognized that they're not speaking to you. You are not part of their intended audience. You do not like this writing. You do not like their writing style. You do not like their writing voice. But it is aimed at someone. So to be the best editor you can be, think of who is this writing aimed at and how you can edit that writing to make sure their message is as clear as possible to those people, to the people that they intend to reach. Your job as an editor is to just make that message clear to them and put aside your opinions of whether their writing style, tone, the substance of it, whether, any labels of good and bad, really don't matter. In this moment, when you're just trying to make their message clear to who they want to reach. And then step number 3 is also related. It's digging a little deeper into how do you make that message clear. When you're just looking at something, usually it has to do with organization. I have an older video about structuring writing. I have at least one. I'll put some in the description box below, some links. I will also put, I've written a ton of editing articles on Copyblogger, so I'll put kind of some top ones that are related to this video in the description box below, so to make sure to open that up. And while we're here, if you'd like to like this video, if this is helping you so far, maybe calm down with an editing task that you have in front of you, please like it, share it with any other editors who you think might find it helpful. Thank you. So going back to step number 3, this is your job to get back to editing fundamentals. You need to put aside the dream of helping craft some award-winning, sparkling writing. You got to put aside perfection in this moment and just use basic editing, your basic editing skills to make whatever is in front of you as clear as possible to who the writer intends to reach with this writing. So starting with organization. Just very simply, how can you restructure things so it makes a little bit more sense? Because if you're frustrated, maybe the writing doesn't make a whole lot of sense and you're just wondering how you're going to turn this into anything that a reader can understand. So start with basic structure. Again, put aside the perfection, the award-winning type of writing. Just make it easier to understand. Go basics, grammar, spelling, punctuation, proofreading. If you let your opinion of this writing overwhelm, or rather, I used overwhelm a lot earlier when I was talking. If you get distracted by your opinion of the writing and you end up making a mistake, it doesn't matter if you think this writer is an idiot. You're the one who didn't do your job. So think about if you let a typo slip. If you don't catch a typo because you're like, oh, well, this writing's bad, I don't even know how I'm going to do this, and you let some bad grammar slip, you let a typo slip, maybe the spelling error, that's a lot. I'm not saying you're going to do all of that, but those are some examples of things that you can miss if you're distracted by the fact that you don't like the writing. So it's really important to, again, put those personal opinions aside and do your job, which is making sure there are no typos. making sure there are no unintended spelling mistakes, if there are inconsistencies, if Walmart is spelled in 2 words in the first paragraph and at the very end of the piece it's spelled as 1 word. It's your job to make sure that those proper nouns are consistent in their spelling. So catch things like that. All of that is going to make the writing better. You are so capable of making the writing so much better, even though it's not this shiny, crisp, perfect thing. It will never be, because the raw material that the writer handed you, it wasn't near that. So you just do what is possible to make the clearest presentation. Why I screwed that up. See, it's really easy to be bad and make mistakes. But I don't edit my videos. I do this all in one take because I want you to see the raw version of things. I know a lot of it could be argued that more edited videos are more snappy, but hey, I mess up too. I'm not here to criticize anyone for doing anything wrong, because it is very easy to mess up. So we all can lighten up. And, all of this really goes back to anything that is initially frustrating can be looked at as a creative opportunity. Because this channel is all about creative opportunities. So if you're frustrated with your writing assignment, take a deep breath, take a step back, and realize that you are very capable of making it something that someone else can understand. And that's how you edit an idiot. You just make the writing something that someone else can understand, where they're not going to get tripped up because they come across a typo, or they come across some, kind of confusing grammar that makes them stop reading, because really that's kind of the ultimate no-no. That's what we want to avoid. We want someone to keep reading to the end. We don't want them to stop reading. So focus on basics if you are having a tricky assignment, and just make it something that you can feel proud of. And it's always possible, even if you really, really have a difficult piece of writing. Something that you can be proud of is just making sure that that target audience understands it. It's very, very straightforward and simple. And like this video, not too glamorous, but I hope it has helped you. I hope you can reference it if you ever forget anything that I said. And an easy way to reference it is to subscribe to the Revision Fairy channel and click the notification bell so that you will get notified every time I post a new video. I make videos about writing, editing, and building a creative career. I post once a week. So please, tap that subscribe button below the video and give this video a like if you have found it helpful. I know I already said that, but it helps me figure out what topics to create more about. So please do that, and please share it with any other editors or writers who you think might find it helpful. Thank you so much, and I will talk with you next week.